Hey guys, I'm back again for the weekly oracle reading. For those of you who are just tuning in, welcome. I'm Anne, and in this video I'm going to be giving a general love reading focusing on divine counterparts. That is soulmates, twin flames, twin rays, and anybody that you are connected to romantically. I invite you to stay tuned and watch. Okay, so I dealt out the cards in two different piles. There's 8 cards total, but this side is divine masculine, this side is divine feminine. Take what resonates with you and just leave what doesn't. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you are leaning towards more one or the other, but basically divine masculine, sometimes we fall more towards, or divine feminines. So it's like two different perspectives in the reading. Okay, so the first card came up is Surrender, a very beautiful card, as you guys could see. Divine masculine is beginning to surrender. We've seen this last week as well. Lots of energy shifts, lots of changes that are coming up. May not be comfortable, like I said before, only for the fact because the only way that these energy shifts can happen is when you're brought out of your basic cocoon, so to speak. You know, now that we're in the springtime energy, or autumn, you're definitely feeling changes. You're definitely feeling like, okay, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. I don't know if I'm really liking this, but this is a good time to focus on yourself and, you know, get out there. And basically when you're going through something, if it's a battle with, or an obstacle or a challenge with your divine counterpart, your partner, you really want to just start getting more into yourself. And the best way to do that is, you know, tuning into your chakras. Basically, you see there's 7 chakras aligned. You have the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. So these 7 chakras represent your energy levels. A lot of you asked me what chakras are, and I have to say that, you know what they are because you can feel that vibration inside of you when you meditate. So I really suggest that you start doing something to help yourself to understand things better, because these energy shifts sometimes can take us, you know, into so many different directions, and we're just like, you're lost. You know, it happens to me too. It's like I have to just gather myself, find a nice quiet spot, and just, you know, tune into my soul center and just pray, meditate, you know, and just find myself, because that's the only way that you can surrender. Surrendering and, you know, getting the chakra energies together. Oh, I don't like that flash, that light. Sorry guys, I should have checked that first. Let me just move this light. I know I say that every time, but you know what? I want the light. It looks good on the camera, and I tested with a couple of cards, but you know, it doesn't always work out that way. Okay, so move forward. Moving forward is very important. Another beautiful card for us too. You know, just to ponder. Basically, moving forward and surrendering comes hand in hand. If you don't focus on that, if you're not doing that, you're not going to be finding yourself in a better place overall. You're always going to find yourself like feeling like you're searching or you're seeking out something, and that's not good. It's good to you know, tune into yourself and meditate. You know, as this card shows us, meditation is very important. We're just going to move that like that. I see a shadow. There we go. Okay, meditation is very important. Whatever you do in life in general, it doesn't necessarily mean you're meditating on a specific topic or a situation. There is many different types of meditations. Remember that meditation is a big, big word. You know, sometimes we meditate when we are walking, and you know what? That's walking meditation. I love walking meditation. You could do that anytime. I do that like all summer. It's kind of like you just tune out the world, and you just find this beautiful park or a beach or some place that's sacred, and you could go to, you know, with a couple of people, as long as they know that you're meditating, so that they don't interrupt your meditation. And basically, or take your dog with you, or, you know, cat, or whatever you want. But you need to just do this when you're, you know, in total solitude inside yourself, because like I said, your higher self has always got a message for you. And a lot of times we don't listen to what our higher self says. You know, we wonder, where's our higher self? I can't see my higher self. You are looking at your higher self. Look in the mirror and you're seeing your higher self. Okay? The conscious self is the outer layer. The conscious self is what we put out there. You know, like you may video yourself, right? Like I know I do. And I go, wow, that's the way I look. I don't feel like that. You know, because you know, you're looking at the outer layer. the outer layer is different than what you see on the inside. Unless, you know, you're having a direct conversation with yourself, then you'll see, okay, that's me. Okay, I know I try to make a little humor into it. You know, it's good to keep things flowing through. But it's really important right now in order to move forward. Meditation, especially when, you know, there is times that are tough with, you know, with the relationship, or if you're trying to find a relationship, you know, sometimes you're getting involved with the wrong people, you know, not because you're, you know, looking for the wrong person. We can't help who we're drawn to. You know, there could be someone you're involved in with, and you know what, you find that this person is not really who you think this person is because they were a karmic, and you learn that later. You can't just label somebody because you're not getting along with them and say, oh, that's my karmic. Oh, okay, that's my twin, or that's my soulmate, or that's my twin ray, or that's just a karmic. You know, like, you can't go back and forth with that. You know, a lot of people debate on, you know, labeling it. It's not good to label. You know, go with who you're drawn to, and then label it later when you feel comfortable enough to say, okay, this person, I know who this person is. You know, that's basically my take on it. Everybody has their own theory, but that's basically what I see. With when it comes to divine counterparts, we have more than one. You know, and you have to just follow along with what your heart is saying. You could be involved with someone and not realize that they're your twin. Seriously, you could be involved with them for several months, several years, and then realize, oh my gosh, this was my twin. That's what happened to me. Yeah, I was involved with my husband, you know, 20 years ago. Yeah, it was 20 years ago, 2001. And I never realized he was my twin. And I do what I'm doing right now. I was, you know, like doing readings. I was a lot younger, and, you know, I was very spiritual. And you know what? I didn't realize it until it came down to him leaving. You know, I put a story down on my blogs. You can find it. But anyways, it took that much for me to realize. So you never know. I just thought he was somebody that I was very drawn to, and I felt he was some kind of spiritual connection, but I couldn't label it. Not till about 2 years later. Yeah. I knew he was special. I knew there was something spiritual, but I couldn't label it because, you know, I didn't know what it was. I was kind of like in denial with it, and plus I was the runner. So being the runner and just trying to disconnect from it was not helping me find me, you know, like answers. So that's why I tell you guys, you know, from experience, don't label it. Don't, you know, just go with it. That's why, you know, I say this. Okay, so divine feminines, choices. I feel so close to you guys. I'm trying to move away from the lights. Okay, choices. Making a decision, making some type of decision, divine feminines. What are your decisions that you're going to be making? What are your choices? Well, you have to just weigh out the pros and cons. Is there something that you're looking to do? Maybe, you know, start a new job, start a new career, start a new business. You know, a lot of people ask, you know, is it a wise choice to do it right now? Well, you have to ask your intuition, your spirit guides will give you the message. You know, you ask anybody, you ask me, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to help you find that decision by what the messages are being given, because it's not me giving you the message. I'm just the interpreter, if that makes sense. And you are the one that is the receiver. So you're on the receiving end that you need to take you can get a reading, seriously. And it could be totally like, I don't feel that, but that person is supposed to be spot on for other people, but they weren't spot on for you. That's the way it works. I'm not saying that I'm like this or anyone else, but you're getting a message that you're supposed to be doing something else with your career, but someone else is telling you, which was not ideal. Don't let somebody tell you what the ideal career is for you. Let them help you find it, but don't let them tell you. And that's basically what, you know, like what you need to do is follow what your spirit guides is saying. You're feeling something in your gut. And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to follow what your gut says. And you know what's going to happen? Success, really. So that was a message. I don't know, it didn't pertain to love, but, you know, these messages come through because you're watching this video and I'm taking in too messages. Hope. Now, maybe the relationship doesn't seem like it has anything spectacular, or maybe you're not involved with the right person, or maybe you're not involved at all. There's hope, okay, divine feminines. You're finding the hope. Maybe that you need to just look a little deeper. Maybe you just need to dig deeper. You know, digging deeper, I don't mean like, trying to find an answer and meditating to find the answer, or shuffling the cards. I mean, I used to do this when I was a teenager, when we were with my friends, my cousins. We used to just get cards together and we used to say, does he like me? Does he like me? Does he like me? We used to say no sometimes, and we go, no, 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 does he like me? Does he I know, sounds crazy, but seriously, we can't put that energy out there if it's not going to happen. So don't stress about it. Just follow what your intuition is telling you, what your guides are telling you, the messages that are coming to you. You need to follow along with that and have the hope, because it's there. But if you're stressing about it and trying to find another message, a lot of times I've been hearing people, they get a positive reading, okay? Or they get a good reading, I should say, a good reading, because not everything is positive. There's always negative and positive, let's face it. But they keep finding, like looking for answers and calling, psychics or going to psychics. We can't really go in person to psychics. And they're getting the same, messages over and over. And you know what? They're still searching. And it's like, what are you searching for? Then they might hit on somebody that, may have picked up on their energy, that they're fearful or whatever they're going through, or anxiety. Because anxiety, you're never supposed to get a reading if you're anxiety, depressed, sad, or just feeling like totally blah, because that's going to influence the reading. I won't read anybody that is like that, because I know I'm going to pick up their energy and I'm not going to get, the accurate read on it, okay? Because it's their energy. They're surrounding themselves. They're protecting, like, no, 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 you can't get me. Basically, they come back to me, and you know what? It's like I have to, try to go right back to where we went before, and it seems like it's a lot more work for them, not for me. I'm good with it. You want me to read you and tell you something that I've already told you. I mean, it's not what I'm called out to do, but I really want to help a person, so I will repeat what I said before, only for the fact because they need to know the truth and they need to hear it. My point is, when you get something and you ponder it and you realize it, don't think that there's something better out there because you're not getting what you want. The messages are clear enough given to you, and you need to just use them. If you're not using them, then there's no point in getting readings, because you're always going to doubt and second guess yourself and the reading and everything else. That just shows that you're not tuned in enough. And that's not good for you, as far as, for yourself, and you're not going to find what you're looking for, because it gets really sad. I know, that's why I was saying I did the same thing when I was a teenager, so I totally understand that. And, it's mostly because you're just seeking out answers. And you know what? Some answers cannot be given because it's your life lesson, and you need to do what you need to do to get past your own life lessons. I can't tell you. Nobody can tell you what those life lessons are. Remember that. It's very personal and it's very private. And if someone goes and tells you in a reading what those life lessons are, that's not really your life lessons. I wouldn't take that, because you're supposed to find it. That's the whole purpose of a life lesson, And plus you have ego. You don't want to have someone probing and telling you what to do, what your life lesson is. They might say something that might offend you. You don't want to ask that. I get that asked a lot. So just clarifying if I couldn't answer questions like that. Nature. Oh, such a beautiful time. And you know what? I love the spring. That card is just all about spring and nature, and it's time to embrace it. And I was just talking about the walking meditation. Seriously, guys, walking meditation is going to do wonders. But, get out there. Maybe it's just, tuning in. Take one of those little chairs or something to sit down on and just meditate. Just try it. Just try it. I mean, what could it hurt? It's just something you do for yourself. And, maybe put in little earbuds and listen to some calming music, or just listen to the waves of the ocean. I mean, that's the best. I have my own nature sounds that I play all the time, different ones that I rotate. I love the birds. I love the nature sounds. I love the streams of water. And sometimes I just blend them all together. I got my iPod, my iPod. my iPad. Sorry, I'm losing my words. My iPod is ancient. I don't know if I'm even using that. My iPad, and I have my other phone, and I just blend the sounds in together. Seriously, it sounds fantastic. Okay, you have to try that. 2 or 3 different things, different devices. So this is basically a lot of messages I know coming through. A lot of them I feel were directed to me, and I know that you must have gotten something, because a lot of the messages that are not matching up to what I what I see in the cards, but what I feel. And you know what? That's the way the divine messages come through. You know, they're just given to us. Pay attention to signs. Pay attention to what you see. I know a lot of times people go crazy with, like, why am I seeing this number? Why am I seeing this number? Don't worry about it. Just write it down. Don't worry about it. You know, because when you write it down, you can see the dates and you can see why you're getting them. What do they mean? You are the only one that can interpret them. That's what I say. Everybody is different, and there is numbered books, and you know, if you're into numerology, that has a lot to play in it. But I'm, you know, saying that the messages that you get are sacred and they're to you. Okay, so if you'd like to get your own personalized reading, I do offer phone, chat, and email readings. The links are down below in the description area. And you know, it doesn't matter where you live for phone. I do use the apps, WhatsApp, and if you have an iPhone Messenger. I believe Facebook also has one, but I haven't used Facebook Messenger in a long time. But anyways, and Skype also. So you know, it's not, these devices are like fantastic because we all can reach out, especially with this pandemic. We can't all just like visit one another and, you know, get a reading because, you know, we have to stay our distance. But we can. I mean, there's people that do it, but you have to wear a mask, and you know, I don't want to go into that, but it's going to be over. You know, one of these days we see a light at the end of the tunnel. I know I do. Okay, I just want to say thank you guys all for your support and reaching out to me. It really means a lot to me. I really love when you guys come to me and tell me, you know, I found you here, or I saw you here, I watched your video. You know what? I love it because it just makes me feel so blessed because I'm here and you actually took the time. I feel honored that you took the time to watch this video and, you know, it helped you. That's my whole purpose, seriously. And I want to continue on to do this. And I know I say I want to do lives and do more, and I plan to, and I'm going to. You know, when I say it, it's going to happen. I'm going to manifest it. It's on my vision board, by the way. So until next time, God be with you all. Namaste.